Hey guys, and welcome to the Mysteries of Selindor episode 118. I am your game master Gagnor, and I am bad at remembering what happened last week. So, Seti, what happened last week?
Well, last week in 117, over breakfast, Cleary kind of figured out a little bit that we were like under contract and couldn't say certain things, and it was a whole big deal. So he went away. Wait, before he went away, I did a tour of my mansion that I can make for people now. And then we sent him away to talk about what we had learned about Envaruna. And Grim also got the Pixis identified. And yeah, that's basically all we did last time. Orin went and got money from Black and Delver. Grim contacted Destrin. Then we went to go see Primus and picked his brain about what's going on with Envaruna and the plan. And he was kind of a dick, but it seemed like he didn't want Envaruna to have an ephemeris because that would lean towards chaos. And I kind of felt like we'd rather help him with whatever plans he's cooking up than help Envaruna with the sort of dubious shenanigans they're cooking up. What else? Melody gave us permission to use the rest of her gem to shield our minds from mind reading. We think now that we're carrying around big scary secrets, we should probably protect our minds from being read. And so I hit up Zonya to see if she could help cover the rest of the party, and she said, come meet me in the Undercity. So that's what we're going to go do now.
Right on. So, who all is going to the Undercity to meet with Zanya?
Me.
Me.
Grim can go. He can do his spells later. It's fine.
Me.
Everybody,
Guess
we're all going.
Everybody's going. So,
I only
as you
heard
guys...
three me's.
you guys successfully can make it down there. It'll be a little commute, probably about half an hour to get down there with the teleporters. And anywhere specifically that you were going to make it to, or you just going straight to the mud shack?
Yeah, let's go to the mud bucket.
So the mud bucket.
Shack? I don't remember.
Put up jinx. Yeah. Is that where you guys are going?
Yep.
Okay, so as you arrive at this mud bucket shack place, you see a couple of familiar faces. Now that you guys have attended this establishment 2 or 3 times, you're getting the vibe of this place. You see a couple of the regulars that sort of nod at you and bring you to your usual table. It's only a few minutes after you guys arrive that Zanya comes in, and she immediately starts high-fiving everybody as she floats on by, and then she kind of just stomps through. She'll do moments where she'll just sort of hover to do a high five, and then she'll just kind of go back to walking. It's just weird. She just really gets into strange greeting moments. And as she makes her way to your guys' table, she sits down. She goes, "Oi, how's it going with all you some fuckers today?"
Fine, I guess, kind of, mostly. How are you?
Couldn't complain. Had a little bit going on, but
can I briefly retcon and say that on the way down or before coming down, I swung by whichever Fey district it is with the guy that does the trick baked goods, the muffin top muffins and stuff.
You can try to go find him, but he is a wandering salesman. And as it currently stands, traveling there and then traveling back to the Undercity would take quite a bit of time. To the areas that you are aware that he frequents.
Well, because I just remembered that she asked us to bring her something tasty from the top side. So can I just say that I would have remembered that and brought something tasty?
Well, you do have a fanny pack on your belt that you can just immediately pull something.
Well, okay, that's... Oh, well, can I pull the trick stuff out of it?
The trick? What do you mean trick?
The trick food.
Like the bear claw donuts and stuff.
Can I
you can certainly try.
Okay.
That would be under the highest difficulty level.
Okay, well, we'll try for it. I'm sure Bropsy will give me guidance.
I
Yeah,
have
I-
notes on 2 of the things.
I don't hear
I got-
anything from Bropsy saying anything about guidance.
Well,
I don't
she's still
know.
cleaning up her cooking.
Roxy's
know.
giving guidance and washing the egg off me, please.
I got the
Alright.
apple fritter that turns your skin red, and the cinnamon bear claw that turns your hands into bear claws.
I don't
That's the
need
notes I have.
guidance. I got a 21.
21. Okay, what are you trying to pull out of the bag?
Like all the trick stuff we've had before. Like,
All of them?
I mean, we haven't had like a billion of them, but like an assortment of like tricky pastries.
Sure, yeah, you pull out a couple. I mean, you as Beal had said, you've got the bear claw, you've got the apple fritters. You pull out a couple of those. I don't know if what other ones you've gotten involved with is my thing.
Said he had eaten the muffin top at some point, so
Oh,
that's
yeah,
the one
yeah.
I remember.
The muffin top gives you a nice little pudgy muffin top.
Mhm.
So yeah, you pull out those 3 different ones, and then a couple of assortments of other very nice, interesting looking pastries that don't do as much, but maybe you put a little bit of your own little fey magic into it to make them.
There's a donut that like just
Color your
squirts you in
nose
the
or
eye with
something.
water if you bite into it.
Yeah, stuff like that. Cute little things. So yeah, she says, "So what's up with you fuckers, huh?"
Well, you know why we're here. That's pretty much all we can really say. Yep, sorry. It's been a long one.
Oh, no worries. But you're not saying a whole lot to get me back in line with you. But I do have. You mentioned scales, and
Yes.
yes.
Well,
So what's up?
I'm sure you can guess why we might want those, knowing that our, I won't say our paths, but our purposes, our work, aligns a bit with what you and your friends have done in the past. And I'm like, kind of dangling, like the hand that has the contract bracelet on it. I'll like put it in very like plain view. And
She looks at you for a little bit, and then she
should
goes,
she happen to recognize it?
"So you've gone real dumb since the last time I saw you. You're really talking around everything. It'd be so much better if you just told me outright what you were talking about. That would be great."
I can't for important reasons, but you would be doing
Her
us
eyes narrow at you.
a huge solid if you could keep anybody from prying into our minds to find out what we know.
I see. It's a secrecy thing. I've heard about these. You all did something. You all had like an orgy or something. Don't want anybody spilling your secrets out about it. You're all embarrassed. I can see it on your faces. These two points between Orin and Mitnir. He says, "Yeah, I've seen you two giving each other eyes."
Just actually looks at Orin like, huh?
She's like, "Whoa there! Watch out! Sparks are flying."
Yeah, yes, there's some stuff that really nobody needs to know about.
Fair enough. Yeah, I could part with one of my scales. You should be aware though, if you do use my scale for something, and I'm not exactly sure what you're doing with it, but chances are, if you're attuned to my scale, I'll be able to know where you are at all times. And should I wish to, I could scry into your mind, just so you're aware that that's a thing.
Is that, I mean, so this is what we did with Maladies, and I'll show like a little bit of my tattoo.
Oh, that's real pretty. That's a really cool use for her scales. Yeah. She knows where you are at all times. Can totally scry on you anytime she wants.
Okay,
Peer through your eyes, any of that stuff. So yeah, she made you into a pawn there, didn't she?
Yeah, she didn't mention any of that, but you know what? I think it was worth it because it might have saved my life. So,
Well, if you guys are getting right in the shit anyways, Melody'd like to know about it. So it's probably not a bad thing if she can see. But if you got a little bit of something that you want to keep private from it, just let her know so she doesn't go peeping where she shouldn't.
Duly noted.
It's like the
Right.
spell text.
Just
Good.
hang a sock on the door of
Well,
my mental.
as it is, she sort of like gestures off and she kind of like shakes her shoulder, and you see like a little piece of hovering sapphire just drifts over from her shoulder, and like she gestures it down over her shoulder and onto her hand, and she says, "So, yeah, I've got this one for you guys. If you're cool with that,
That's
but I'm not just gonna give it to you for free because that'd be boring, right?"
sure. Well, I did bring you these pastries.
So she takes her arm and she puts it down on the table. Arm wrestle me, big guy. If you beat me, you get my scale.
But what if he doesn't beat you? Then we get
Oh,
nothing.
sad for him. Sucks for him then. Guess he's not useful enough to even have his mind shielded from anybody.
Just like stretches like, oh shit. Just a cat. Yeah, and then just it's like, oh boy.
She's like, all right then. And she puts her arm on the table, and as she flexes, you see like the bands of leather that are strapped onto her arm begin to flex and kind of whine a little bit. That sort of like inching as her arm flexes, like you can see that they're kind of stressing to stay on. And she just looks at you and just kind of like flexes her dragonborn eyebrows.
She definitely just goes, oh boy. Because last time this didn't go well.
All right, so
Just
So-
rage
Yeah.
first.
Can I enhance ability on him to give him advantage?
If he rages, he'll have advantage.
Guidance.
Oh, well.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah. As he does it, just little rage, like as he puts the elbow down on the table, just like, ready to go. You know, you can't. It's all in his head, though. Just like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit.
Yeah, all right. So so we're gonna do a couple of rolls here. To determine how you win. You have to. I'm not just gonna make it one roll. That just doesn't seem fair. So if you lose, you start at center. If you lose a roll, you go down to here. If you lose again, you lose. But you can
Gotcha.
pull back up and down and up and down and up and down. Okay, ready?
Yeah,
So first roll. As you guys stress against the table, the wood begins to creak
is
underneath
this just
you.
strength? Like just a strength?
This is
roll?
just straight strength roll.
Okay. One. Oh wait, I get an advantage. Let's see.
And you get
What's
the
guidance?
D4.
4. Is that a D4?
D4, yeah.
Guidance is D4, yeah.
Okay, that's a 24.
Her arm starts to get moved back. She says, "Aye, somebody's using magic from their friends. I guess I'll up mine a little bit too." And you see her eyes flare, and you feel as psionics begin enhancing her pull. All right, you're winning.
All right. So again.
Wow.
20.
As you slam her fist down against the table, she goes, "Hey, that's not very nice." Huh.
You
She
beat
goes-
me last time.
Somebody's got a lot stronger than the last time we did this. Whew.
I got a good night's sleep last night. Does wonders.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, as it is, here's my scale. So you have Zanya's scale.
Thank you. That helps a lot. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, no real problem, honestly. If somebody's going to be carrying around a scale of mine and I'm going to be able to peek in on them every now and again, know where they are a lot of times, might as well be Q's the button over here.
Well, you're nailing it.
You.
Can I ask a little bit if it's not too forward of me, or if this is maybe the wrong place? Feel free to shut me down. Your experience or knowledge of a big goat entity being monster from a certain realm.
You're talking about no thoughts? Yes.
Is there any well, to put it bluntly, I guess, Do you all have anything cooking in regards to stopping him?
I mean, yeah, more or less. That's kind of our game. But at the meantime, we're really battling at the current hardest parts. We're most busy fighting off what is currently trying to make its way in through the gaps that exist. So, you know,
Are you talking
I'm
about
busy.
the pools of water?
Yeah, heard about those. Those are the councils that are going to be taking care of that. That's topside business.
That's topside. Okay, I wasn't sure if it was happening down here or not, so it's good to hear it's not.
There's a few pools around the edges that drop through, but most of the time, no, there's not enough because the river runs it through, drains it all out, cycles it into the system.
Okay, that's good to know. Small blessings and all that. So y'all are pretty tied up, cementing other gaps. It sounds like.
I mean, me, I'm busy day in, day out,
Yeah.
constantly. Honestly, if any of you guys ever have time, feel free to hit up the Sterling Mines. You could probably clear a couple of abominations while you're down there.
I know half of the table is thinking what's in it for them.
Yeah, well, I just gave you a scale off of my own body for an arm wrestling match, so yeah, they can fuck right off.
So these gaps, could we go through them the other way?
I mean, if you're dumb.
Just stares at her for a second, like,
They're very small gaps to the far realm, but they are gaps to the far realm. It's not enough for anybody to make it through in any physical sense, but metaphysically, yes. And the effects that it has on any creatures that live in the area surrounding some of these fissures are pretty fucked up shit. I mean, just taking one look at it might scare the pants off of your little lizard ass. But
So is that there's like bleed through happening and it's affecting the people that live nearby?
well,
Or
sometimes
actual-
people, if they go wandering in too deep, but most of them know not to do that. Mine's a dangerous place. We keep it all hush hush. Most people in this bar, though, are good, quiet folk. Don't listen in too hard. But yeah, it's a dangerous place. I mean, even just rats mostly get turned into the freakiest things. Every now and again, a monster or a golem or something will wander in there, get shifted, transformed, made into something different, something scarier. But
Yeah.
hey, only a few takes a few hits from me, and it's all done. At least while it's a small gap.
Well, the people down here are lucky to have you all in. I think our...
So are we going to kill things? Is that what we're doing?
I mean, if you got time, feel free to head down to the Sterling Mines and bash things up. I mean, there's no need to do it right now. I've already gone for the day. But, you know, I could take a break, a little vacay, have one of those umbrella drinks while you guys do some fighting.
Well, what does everybody else think? I think we have bigger fish to fry, but if you want to vent
Hey,
your
if you're ever down
frustrations
here,
on something...
feel free to kill them. I'll pay you handsomely if you bring me into those little nuggets of rock like your brother talked about.
Oh, okay. I'm beginning to get the
I was
picture.
just saying we haven't gotten to kill anything in quite a while.
If you want to go, if it would make you feel better and you would like to do it, then we can take a detour. I don't mind. It
Don't
might
have to
have...
do it right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm not totally sure what you guys all get up to or anything like that, but
Well, I think our first priority should be to protect our brains from the, and I point at the gem, sapphire she gave us.
yeah, get cracking on that. Get your brains fixed. And once you're done getting your brains fixed, then you can talk to me again about that. That's so much smarter. She must be the brain maker for your group.
Sometimes.
The planner. Yeah?
they just never like my plans. I try real hard.
His plan is
Yeah,
mostly
they don't listen to
headbutt
my
everything.
plans either. Well, best of luck to you all.
Thank you.
Don't do anything weird with my scale. Because I'll know. I'll fucking know.
We won't. Did you want to try a bear claw before you leave?
Ooh, yeah. Give me some of that stuff. So what's this now?
It's a
Oh,
bear
I have a question.
club.
I need to get my hands on some gems that would be considered something close to each of us? Like a gem that would represent each of us?
Shit. Maybe try talking to the old Dodger? See what he has to say about that? Why are my hands soft now?
They're bear paws?
She looks at him and she's like, you see as her hands become bare hands, and she's like, they're all soft and pudgy. I feel like I'm going to hurt them on everything I touch. Ooh, look at these little flimsy things. She's playing with the claws.
I guess you already had claws, huh? I thought that would be really cool.
Yeah, I had claws made out of sapphire gemstones, actually.
Yeah.
No,
They'll
I've
come
got
back.
little soft mittens.
It'll wear off, but they are very soft.
Cool, I hope it wears off by tomorrow because I've got lots of things to kill.
I think they only last about an hour.
Yeah,
That's cool. I've got this big sword too. She puts the sword off her back. So we'll be
That
fine.
toothpick?
She
Hit
looks
me
at
up.
you, and she's carrying like a relatively thick, like crystalline greatsword. And she's like, "Bitch says what?"
I mean, it's respectable. He told me to say it. I'm sorry.
You hear it in your head. Well, I don't know who he is, but he can fuck right off. I like my sword. She's shiny, and she cuts through stuff real fucking good. If you want to try arm wrestling, I'll be gentle with you. But if I bring out Big Bertha here, you're gonna feel some pain.
Maybe next time.
Tight. Well, I'm gonna get back to it. Lots of young ones digging around in those caves. Got to make sure they don't hurt themselves. Stop their toes. Snarl over things. You know the like. Well, you're paying for lunch. Gets up, walks away.
All right, thank you.
Fair enough.
Did we order anything?
I want to believe that you guys. I always like wanted to make things go fast, but I would believe that you guys had lunch here as well,
Okay.
on some amount. But anyways, with that, you have the scale of Zanya.
Woo.
Ooh. While we're here. So, you know how I'm going to remake those rings for us, right?
Yeah.
So I have a plan to make them so they only work for the person I make it for. That way, if it's ever stolen again, it'll be useless.
That would be nice.
So I'm going to need like a hair or feather or scale from each of you that I'm going to imbue in the item, along with a gem that corresponds to your race or
You
whatever
know,
you are.
being as they are embedding dragon scale gemstones into their skin, in theory, if you used a piece of that same gemstone to make it, it would be, first of all, a unique gem.
I feel pretty amethyst,
That-
actually.
And if you ran it that way, and you actually used a piece of that, and I'm just telling you this because you would think of this probably as Orin and the way that things connect, that these would be exceptional at privacy. Like you'd be able to make a very private network that couldn't be penetrated because it would connect your minds the same way that they were describing your minds could connect with the owners of the original scale.
So, does that mean...
Just so you know, that's a thought.
Yeah.
But if we did that, we would maybe each want a different scale from the different spectra. Right?
You can make me intelligence check for that, Orin.
Okay.
I gave you too much information.
I'll give
just
guidance because I see
my
his
brain's
brows
dead.
furrowing
So now
like
make
the
an
cogs are
intelligence
turning.
for one.
I mean, Orin has a 21 intelligence, so he's pretty frickin' smart.
Hmm. But having your mom believe in you makes you smarter.
You guys can actually hear clicking when he thinks super hard.
The gears be turning.
He
So
is
that'll be-
slightly clockwork.
It's only a
so-
17, but it's okay.
It's only a 17? It's enough for you to sort of know that, yeah, it would definitely help with not just that, but like private communication between two people, and being able to control communication in a line. It would be best if they were each person had their own gem so that you could differentiate them easier.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, that was my plan.
Well, my next question was going to be if we wanted to try to get different gemstones. So, if that works for your project, then we might as well do it. I think, Grim, you should probably go talk to the creepy one, since you have...
is Cleary with you guys right now?
I don't remember if he was going to come with us or not.
I thought he
I don't
was
remember.
going to.
Oh, he
talk
was
to the
going to
council.
report on the council, yeah.
Yeah.
I plan
Shows
on
back up,
making
hey,
him a ring too, though.
Sorry to tell you, but you're all fired. No, just kidding. But yeah, he can
But yeah,
he can
he should-
obviously go pick himself up a dragon scale anytime he wants. And
Well, because there's like 8 spectra, right? And so we've got...
no, there are 5 spectra.
Oh, there are only 5. Okay.
There are 5 members of the spectra, but he, on the other hand, is friends with another gemstone dragon.
Yes. Okay.
Where he could easily go get that scale
Okay.
and join you guys in this little crusade.
Perfect. All right. So Amethyst and Sapphire are claimed. I think Topaz is the creepy guy that Grim
Yeah.
had dealings with, the body
Are you
collector.
sure that you want to do this with the dragons?
I think it's a good idea. I mean, their mission aligns with ours. I trust them more than I trust anybody else right now.
It's not a matter of trusting them. It's a matter of whether or not you want them to get killed.
Why would they get killed?
If Varuna finds out that they're gems and that they can scry on you,
I mean,
that
as it
they might
stands
have-
now, anyone can scry on us.
Yeah, right now anybody can scry on
but
us. And if
Varuna finds out that they might have heard about our meeting, then the one that you have a gem for might already be a target. And by doing more skills, that means that the other ones might then be targets and might also be killed. You might be getting all of them killed.
I don't think Inveruna is strong enough to kill them all. They're pretty powerful beings on their own.
Not as
We
much.
can always warn them that they might get mixed up with some people because of us and see what they say.
Well, that's you can do that. It just sounds like a bad idea.
Well, so here's the thing. I think if they find out our minds have been read by somebody, I don't think that we become targets, right? Because then we're in breach of the contract because somebody knows something because of us. I think we have to protect our minds from as many people as possible.
Seti, make an Arcana check.
Ooh, 23.
The 3. From your understanding from the contract magic that was used and how it is unbreakable, and the information that you've received so far by it after it's been witnessed and what you've heard from Cleary, there's not so much a come after you situation as immediate consequences when you fuck up. So it's less, the deal would be less that they would know you broke it and the consequences would happen. That would be what would happen. And so far that doesn't, as far as you guys are aware, you have not caused any problem that has reached that point. So whatever it is, you do not feel that anything you've done so far has put you in breach.
Right.
Okay.
The thing is, I just don't know how to protect all of us without, the more people that could peek in and see something, the more people wind up in danger, and the more we wind up in danger.
Yeah.
But if we want to just use the 2 gemstones we have and just keep it with Sonia and Melody, then that's fine.
Yes, but we also know that there are just items that exist in the world that you could just go buy. Then you wouldn't have to involve other people.
You do have to attune
Like-
to them, though.
Yes. Is that your attunement to an item that is worth potentially risking someone else's life?
Well, it's too late for me, so it doesn't matter for me.
No, I know. But, if you think it's worth it, then perhaps,
I think as long as we let them know as much as we can about the situation and their risk, they can decide for themselves.
But you can't tell them about the situation.
You can tell them not to go
We can-
prying around until we tell them it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
You could try to do that.
I think more than anybody else, the Spectra knows what we're all dealing with. I think they might even know more than Veruna does. If anybody is equipped to take on the risk.
Graham, make me a history check. I want to see if you know anything about. It could be history or religion, your choice. I want to see if you know anything about what the Spectre's deal might be, like how powerful you might perceive them to be, based on what you know about them.
A 20 religion.
20. So you have heard of dragons that are gemstones before,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's it's rare, but you've heard of the concept of it, but they were more thought of as gods, in a sense. What you do know is that there were a couple of them that served in the court of a god that was a dragon. Much like Bahamut or Tiamat, there's another by the name of Selindor that is a ruby dragon. And that there were others that serve in the court, and they include the exact gemstone types as the ones that you are meeting now. You don't know if they're the same dragons or if they're representatives from them or anything like that, but if they have some connection, they would be exceptionally powerful, like demigod level dragons.
Well, okay. So they might
That's
be
just
pretty tough.
that's just to help you out in any way if you're trying to understand, because you rolled a 20. That's pretty
So
solid.
they're pretty tough. It's just the idea of bringing in other people who might not be involved. I don't know.
I think they're
Grim's not a
already
huge
involved.
fan
They're
of
in
just-
Selindor. I think everybody's involved.
Yeah, but well, it's up to you guys.
I mean, they already know about North Thought and all that, so they know more than most people. Maybe even more than us. They're also stronger than we are, so I think they'll be fine.
Hey, I just won that arm wrestling contest.
He lost the first time.
What's your bonus?
For strength, +8.
Hers is also +8, so yeah.
Yeah.
That was even footing.
That's why you guys are 50-50.
Exactly.
You're 1-1. It's all whoever wins the next arm wrestle.
Starts doing push-ups immediately.
All right, what are you
Anyway.
guys up to? What do you want to do? You are currently in the Crystal Undercity.
So, am I gonna need some scale from the one you had, Seti? Was all that gone already?
No, we've got extra dust.
Do we? Okay.
Yeah.
So I can put that in your ring.
Do you need some hair too, or does that suffice because
Yep.
it's in my skin?
I'll need a strand of hair.
All right. Let me pick my least favorite one.
It takes a
3
week.
hours later.
Oh, we
Jeff's
need
a
to answer to
bastard.
Inveruna. I still haven't depicted.
No, she gives you a strand of hair.
Yeah, to give you an idea, the hair is gonna it's gonna mix in with the metal of the ring, and then the gem will be embedded. Those together should be pretty solid combination to keep things private.
Sounds good. Let's make sure we get Cleary one this time.
I planned on that.
All right. So, where you guys headed? You're
I
just
mean-
standing outside of the mud bucket.
If we want to
swamp
get more
shack.
scales, let's do it while we're down here.
Hmm.
If we don't, let's head back up and start tattooing.
We could always get the scale and not use it. At least not for that purpose, at least.
Well, either way, I'm gonna need scale for whichever ones each person's taking in, right? So if we're gonna be
Yep.
doing different ones each, I need a bit of each one.
Go for it.
All right. So we gotta. Hang on. I know we talked about this last time. We've met all of them, haven't we?
There's one you have not met.
Okay. But we know where Ornluki is, and we know where the other one is, the Topaz one. So I guess we can swing by
yep.
those places.
You know where both the Topaz, you know where Ornluki and Torzak are. So it's up to you where you guys want to go. I'm just waiting for any one of you to tell me you're
Which
going
one
somewhere.
is closest?
Closest actually would be Ornluki currently, because you guys are closer. You're the south side of town.
Or we could,
and you
we could divide and
relatively
conquer.
close to the portals that would take you back to the whatever the hell it's called, Shard Home.
You're the
Could
good
take you back to
talker. I
Shard.
don't think we should divide.
Okay, so let's go see Ornluki.
All right, so you guys head to the palace where you have to show your like, oh, I'm an aspirant, and they're like, oh yeah, go ahead and head into the palace, where you go through just a little bit of minutia, and then are back in this familiar sort of Zen garden with gemstones lying all over the place. They do seem to have been shifted around, reorganized, moved, and the one that you guys had recently brought in is now this giant fire opal is actually currently sitting on a stand, and you see Lord Rock is sitting in the middle of a Zen garden, and he's just staring right at it. It's like set at eye level, and he's sitting sort of like just his legs kind of crisscross. He's not even sitting on his throne, and he's just staring at the fire opal. And he's got his hands like this, and he's just looking at it intently as you
Same,
guys walk
dude.
in. And as you enter, he goes, "Hello. It has been some time. Welcome to Shardhome. Is there any way that I can help you? What time of day it is?"
What, it's
Mid
around-
afternoon.
Yeah, we're here to see Ornluki.
This
actually.
afternoon. Oh, very well. He's in the back room. He's reorganizing his horde. I'm sure he'll be pleased to see you.
Thank you. Would you like a pastry? I brought all the extra ones that Zanya didn't eat.
I do not partake.
All right, fair enough.
He just nods to you, and then he just goes straight back to looking at the fire opal.
We'll walk on through to the horde.
I'm gonna look at the fire opal until we leave, wondering why he's just staring at it.
Yeah, make me a insight check.
Oh boy.
It pretty.
Oh, it must be pretty. Even the bird liked it. I rolled a nat 1.
That's a darn pretty rock, and you get it. It's super shiny. You look at it for a second, and you realize that it's actually been a full minute, and they're already like back there, and you were actually kind of mesmerized just staring at it. You're like, whoa, I understand. Cool. So, as you guys head into the slightly currently chaotic and disorganized area of Ornluki's hoard, his little study, and you guys walk into this back narrow hallway where he resides, you see Ornluki is frantically moving all over the place. He says, "Where is it? Oh, no. Why did it always have to be this way? Who took my thing?"
Hi.
He whips around and goes, "Oh, it's out of you. None of you robbed me, did you?"
No, of course not. Although we are here to ask a favor.
Did any of you guys rob him at any point?
I don't think so.
We didn't
Nope.
rob him. We got
Nah.
we traded for some rings.
Yeah, I just want to make sure nobody robbed him. Because I have a feeling that somebody might have, and I'm just forgetting. But in the
No.
meantime, he goes, I can't find it.
What are you missing?
Mm. I'm missing a hairpin of a goddess. It is very special to me. And now that I've lost it, I'm very sad.
You're gonna
Oh,
say, well, I don't have that, but I did get this ring from you a while back, and I just don't need it, so you can have the back.
Ooh, what is it?
You just give him back the ring of the ram that he's like never used.
Ooh, interesting. Oh, I remember you. You were able to pick one for me, and it was you just got a very bad one.
Well, I got two. Yeah, you remember the other one? And I'll show him the ring of invisibility that I got.
And you see he kind of like clicks his face a little bit. And he kind of twitches. He goes, "Perhaps not so unlucky."
You can have the ring of this one back though. I don't need this.
Yes.
I've never used it.
He takes it and he moves over into this little drawer where he pulls out a little pocket of all these rings and he eagerly puts it in and he pushes it. So, are you here to help me find my hairpin?
we can certainly help look. I don't think I have any magic to do. I always think I do, and then I.
You can just
Never.
do a perception check. Do a perception check to look around for hairpin. I
Yeah.
don't got a 17.
17. You don't see anything that looks. It's a lot of stuff, and most of it's in boxes. And he seems to be opening boxes, checking the contents, putting them back. And he doesn't have a lot of stuff laying out. He has just a lot of storage boxes that are magically sealed all over the place.
Yeah, I would do detect magic, but I don't want my brain to explode. So
I can, if we want to take an hour's short rest, I can attune to the crystal ball, and then we can scry on the hairpin.
That's entirely up to you.
Or would I have had to have seen it before? Maybe I can offer him to borrow the crystal ball, and he can attune to it and scry. Or do you have to be a bard? Hang on, I don't remember.
He's like, well, if anyone can help me look, that would be most appreciated.
I'll help look.
To start helping look in a box, then move it.
He says, no, don't open any boxes. You gotta try opening it, and it's locked.
So it's
And,
not
like-
in a box.
Well, it probably is if it's gone missing and might have misplaced it. I don't know. It's been a harrowing couple of weeks.
I'll just roll an investigation and see what happens.
So I have
21.
21 investigation. You're looking around, and you've, based on what you see him open one that has rings in it, you see him one that has like a scroll, a bunch of scrolls that are like sort of like sitting, and you can see that they're notched in and locked. It's like, why are you checking that one? That doesn't make sense. So you do see a couple of other boxes that seem to be just sort of random assortment boxes that he's seeming to overlook. So you're not sure if that might be where it is, but you do see that there is one box that when he did kind of like peek into it for like he like gestured his hand over it, but he didn't touch it, and you can see that it doesn't have any like markers for anything that's in it that might be in it.
Can I look in that one?
But I mean, it's just a box with stuff. Nothing important.
Maybe it's in there. You didn't really look.
A persuasion check.
Oh, God. 13. Guidance
13?
won't matter.
Add guidance.
Oh, God. 15.
15, he goes, look, it's not that I don't entirely trust you, although I don't entirely trust you. No, it's just the certain boxes are a little bit disorganized, and I don't like others seeing my messes.
I won't
We
judge
don't
you.
have to be the ones to search anyway. Like, just you should search it so that we know everywhere has been searched.
But it's so.
Is it more that you don't like seeing your messes? Because
Well, fine, it's fine. Go ahead. You can search the box, but don't take anything, or I will be very peeved.
We wouldn't
The
do
only
that.
thing, the only thing I'll remove is the hairpin if it's in there, and then I will give it to you.
Yes. I wish you the best of luck. Very well. And he opens it, and as he does, there's a kind of a little echo of a drop of water, and you guys see that there's a ladder going down.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, it's one of these. Oh boy.
Go in the box, go in the box, go in the box.
I guess I'll be back in a minute.
I
I'll
So you
come
begin
with
Aaron.
you.
slowly
Yeah.
crawling down the ladder,
We're
and
going
as
in
you
a
do,
box.
you recognize that this ladder is very, very long. At first, it seems like it would just be maybe a couple of feet before you set down on the ground. That's the feeling you get. But then when the breeze hits you as you pass through this sort of narrow tunnel made out of leather and crossed bits of metal, that just looks like the inside of the box that he was in, this sort of storage crate. You find yourself climbing down this ladder, and then the air hits you from underneath, and it opens up into what appears to be a wide, expansive cavern filled with shit. And I mean not literal shit, but just mountains of things that have yet to be sorted. All kinds of riches, gold, gemstones, weapons, whole suits of armors, corpses of monsters that are somehow preserved in the state in which they had most recently been slain. You can see that there are just mountains of crates and boxes that are unmarked, disheveled, some of them broken. It is basically the Harry Potter's room of requirement, just filled with items.
As soon as he sees that, he's gonna yell up, "I'm gonna be longer than a minute."
I'm
It
coming,
is
I'm
not too
coming, I'm
much, me.
coming.
What did he say?
Dear.
Here, wait, before I go down, as collateral, Orenluki, here is a crystal ball. Do you know how these work?
Oh, yes, I have several.
Oh, well, you should use one of them to scry on the location of the pin.
That might be difficult to do. It's
Why's that?
again a hairpin that belongs to a certain goddess.
And you think it's protected from scrying.
The goddess is Shar.
Okay.
Have you tried scrying on Shar before?
No. I'm guessing it wouldn't work.
Oh no, it's just very frightening.
Ah, alright.
Everything's dark and spooky.
Do you
And even if
remember-
you're trying to find this specific object, it always comes out wrong.
Do you remember the last place you saw it?
I can't say for certain. It's- I remember having it the last time that I had hair.
Oh dear.
That was probably a while ago.
Oh no, I shapeshift often.
Oh, I thought you just kind of stayed down.
Watch this! And as he moves and he just twists around and like twirls in the air, and you see like this puff of green smoke swirl around and make a little twister, and then he steps forward, and you see an individual with long blonde flowing hair, a lean body, but this sort of like tailored, thin, tight suit with rhinestones all over it. It is a bit much. But as he looks at you, he goes, "Hello, it is me, Luke, in my human form."
Wow, that's impressive.
And he says, "As you can see just by looking at me, hairpin of a goddess is a necessity if I'm going to hit the town."
Yes. So when was the last time you did that then?
Oh, what's the current year?
All right, we'll be back. I'm just climbing down the thing after Orange.
Hurry! It's for a very important dinner date.
It,
Alright, so as you guys head down the ladder, you find yourself in this chaotic mess of things. Oh my goodness.
It's the
I guess
Cave of
we-
Wonders.
start sorting shit.
Yep, let's start shorting shit. Sorting shit.
Oh no. I unfortunately did not have my map put together for this.
There's a whole map.
There would be if I had it put together, but I
Well,
don't
we
know
could
why I
s-
forgot to do it.
We could take a break if 5 minutes would be enough.
Yeah, 5 minutes would be enough. Probably. No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't be enough. It would be like 15. Because I have to take the time to import and then put everything together, and then yeah, it could take 15 minutes. So we'll just do theater of the mind for this one, if you guys are okay with that.
It's fine.
What ifs?
If you guys get in a fight or something, I'll pull up a map.
Fight with a random suit of armor.
So you guys begin looking around in all directions. It appears to be that this is a maze of sorts, but without having any real direction to it. You can wander around in any general direction and climb over piles of stuff and still make your way to something. Nothing appears to be blocked off. So basically, it just comes down to make me an investigation check, or if there's anything specific you would like to do to locate it easier.
I don't think I have any tricks. I think I will just be doing investigation.
I got a 15.
15. You find a bunch of interesting bits and bobs of metal that look very
32!
shiny. You even find what could have very easily been a hairpin, but it doesn't appear to have any of the dark influence necessary to be a hairpin from Shar. But with the 32, you begin moving around in the darkness. And in that instant, you see something glinting. Something that feels darker than the dark around it. And it has this sort of like strange sort of obsidian shine. You see it in the sort of strange pile of stuff, but then you see it begins to move ever so slightly.
Well, that's moving. What's up with that?
Grab it?
See as it begins to move just a little bit, and you can see that some of the gold that's in the pile where this thing is begins to shift and kind of fall away. And you guys hear the sound of jingling coins as it just moves and sort of disappears slightly under the pile.
Hello? Somebody here?
There's a moment.
I've got pastries.
There's
Would you
another
li-
moment.
Would you like a snack?
Make a persuasion check.
Guidance.
Oh, it's a natural one.
Natural one. You hear silence, and then you hear just like the slight sound of shifting in another section about 30 feet away. So there's the spot here that's moving, and then about 30 feet away, you hear another sound of shifting under the pile.
Okay,
Are
there's
there
more than one.
Multiple hairpins?
I don't think it's the hairpin.
Whatever it is, it thinks it still somehow hasn't been perceived.
Well, don't mind us. We're just looking for a very specific hairpin. You know, the sooner it turns up, the sooner we'll be out of here.
Come here, little animal. Come here. Grim will roll persuasion. If it's an animal, he'll roll with advantage.
It is not an animal, no.
Well, he rolled a 14 either way.
14. There's kind of a moment, and you hear, "You will leave without touching anything."
Well, hang on. We were sent to find a hairpin. We don't
The
have to.
hairpin is mine. It
It's-
is shiny, and I like it.
Well, hang
It's
on.
not
Who are
yours.
you? It belongs to somebody.
There's more shifting here close to you, begins shifting away deeper into the pile, some 30 feet away, some 50 feet away. You hear more shifting as it begins. The whole pile of junk begins sort of shuddering slightly.
You will leave and not touch my things, but I will give you a hairpin if you leave a pastry.
And you see as this tiny little brass hairpin flings out of the pile and lands at your feet.
Does it look like the
Pastry,
hairpin?
please.
No, it looks like a normal fucking hairpin.
We
No,
don't want
that's the
any
wrong
normal
hairpin.
hairpin. We need the special shiny one. But
And
I can
what
leave.
value do you have to offer me in
I can
return
leave.
for such a beautiful object?
I
2
can-
pastries.
I can leave you more pastries than this, and even better ones.
Make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
But guidance.
That is 22 without guidance.
22 without guidance.
24
yeah.
with.
24 with guidance goes.
The pastries will not be enough, but I am willing to make a deal. I require shiny things. You give me something shiny, and I will release this hairpin, but only if it is just as shiny.
Are you by chance the last member of the Spectra?
What do you mean? What is a spectra? Is it shiny?
No, not
Technically,
really.
yes.
Well,
If you bring me this spectra, a shiny I have not heard of, I will relinquish the hairpin.
he's a bit confused. The Spectra is not something we can bring you. It's an idea. It's a shiny idea, but it's just an idea.
Ideas are dull. They do not shine until brought to fruition. If your idea is creating a shiny, I will also accept.
Is this shiny enough? And I'll take out one of the diamonds we have.
And you watch as this massive tentacle comes lurching out
Oh,
from
okay.
underneath the rubble. And you see that there are shiny bits of coin that are adorning on the top of the tentacle that seem to be sort of melded slightly into the flesh. And you see that it doesn't look like something from the far realm. This looks aquatic. It appears to have suckers on it and looks like that of an octopus tentacle, but covered in gold as it comes slowly moving its way out. And it sort of takes and begins to slowly rub just the tip of the tentacle over the diamond. What's the value of this diamond that you pulled out?
I have to do math. 500.
Says it is shiny, but not enough.
What if What if there
Do
were
you know?
two of them?
Do you know Cecil?
Cecil?
Do you know Cecil, the king of the two seas?
I have heard of no such thing.
Oh, never mind.
I live here amongst the shine.
I could offer him the opal.
Says, he said, what if there's two of them?
He says it would take more than two, but I do find your offer intriguing.
How about
Hold up. What's the name of the guy up top?
Orin Luki?
When Lukey.
I'm just gonna say to the guy, does Zoran Luki know that you're in here?
On Lukey.
This is all his.
No. No, this is mine. All of it is mine. None belongs to any other of any name.
Well, that's just what he told us.
And you hear the sound of thumping in the distance.
Yeah, we're not here to dispute that. We just didn't know. But we definitely respect that. I want to find a good trade that works for you.
What if I want to kick his butt soon?
Don't kick his butt. He's
I'm
a
kidding.
big hoarder. So I do.
I mean, I have something I could give him.
We do still have the opal, the fist-size
I could give
opal.
I can give him the Pyxes.
I mean, would he just? Do we think he would open it or just hoard it? Because if he would just hoard it, that's fine. But we do have the fist-size opal that I don't know what else we're doing with.
No.
I can offer more diamonds.
I'm the hoarder.
He just said
What
he
if-
said your offer's tempting, but 2 isn't enough diamonds.
What if it was 3 diamonds and a feast, not just of pastries, but anything, any food item you ask for, I can produce.
What if the food was shiny? Have you ever had shiny food?
I don't know if I can deliver on that one, Bropsy. It has to be food.
There's shiny foods.
There's a moment of rumbling and consideration,
Pastries dusted with gold leaf.
and then
Yeah.
you hear him say,
4 diamonds and the feast.
I can do that.
4 diamonds and the feast. And the feast is baby seals.
Oh. All right. Would you like them to be covered in gold leaf?
No, I want them raw. Raw!
and as this is happening, you hear the sound of like shaking boxes and the tentacles you see rising into the air, just shaking
I don't
maniacally.
like this guy.
You do or don't?
Don't.
Okay. Well, all right. What do you think, guys? I can tell Oren Luki he owes me some diamonds if he doesn't give us his skill.
Seems like a
All right, 4 diamonds.
deal,
And
I
let's
guess.
see what I can do about the seals.
What if it's a seal sushi feast?
Well, we'll see what I can come up with. Should I go big or go home and shoot for the 18 DC again?
Always.
I only get 2 more rolls.
I mean, sure.
I'm assuming guidance.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a natural. Oh no, that was a 7. 13. I won't get to 18 with. Okay, 1 more roll. Oh, okay, we're good. That was a 23 without guidance. So the first attempt, I'm trying to come up with a seal feast, and it's poor quality, so it's like kind of stale, stinky seal. Like,
Just no. Oh,
sorry.
2 dead. There still needs to be just a little bit of life clinging in them.
Sorry, yeah, that was a mistake. And then the second one, I think a bunch of live seals just tumble out and go flopping into the.
And he goes, no, too much work.
What? He wanted them raw. That's too raw.
Raw doesn't mean living. Just means
Did you say you
fresh.
did the second one or the third one? What did you?
Well, the second one was a 23, so.
The second one was successful, and you just
Yeah.
do raw seals. You just live seals. Okay,
I mean,
if it
that's
was a
what I
successful
was
one,
thinking, but.
I thought it was another failure. So the successful one you were trying to bring out was a bunch of was a bunch of living seals. Okay, so as they come out, he goes, ha, 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 the chase is on. And he watches this tiny little black, about 6-inch long piece of what appears to be black glass.
I'll grab it, drop the diamonds, and let's get the fuck out of here because I don't want to be present for this.
with a
Okay.
ending massacre.
As you guys begin going up and climbing the ladder, you can hear the sounds of thumps down from below, and you see all of the tentacles flailing around as this thing.
You know, it's
So,
the circle of
as you
life.
guys come out of the box,
I'm out.
Luki's just sitting there, and he's just like fiddling with one of his boxes. He says, "It could be in this box. Where could it be?"
Oh, Loki, we got it for you.
Oh my goodness! Oh, yes! Oh! And he comes over and he sees it. And he says, "Oh, it's so beautiful."
Did you know there's a
I think-
kraken living down there?
A kraken?
Well, like
Oh, no,
a
that's not a kraken. He's not a kraken. He was supposed to be a sorter, but he
he's a hoarder
sort of
instead.
he sort of revolted.
I see. All right. Well, your hairpin has been returned to you.
It's embarrassing, but I don't
did-
want to harm all of my objects down there, and he seems to be, well, wearing quite a number of them.
He
But
is
the member of the
protecting
most
them quite
valuable
well.
one.
I mean, he threatens
Well, I
us
guess
pretty
suppose that's
seriously, so
true.
he is a security guard, at least.
That was the half of his purpose, yes. But he's just gone completely AWOL. And has
Perhaps-
so much work to deal with.
Perhaps if you kept him in steady supply of seals, he would work with you.
What? Well, for what purpose would he need to communicate? Have you met him? He
Oh,
has
no, I mean-
absolutely zero people skills.
No, I mean the animal that he can eat.
Oh.
He was
Well,
he was quite
that's
eager
very
for food.
cruel. And I'm personally something of a vegetarian.
Well, I think he's hungry. You have to feed your security guards every now and
Isaac,
then.
you keep them locked in a box.
Well, I suppose that's true. Well, in the interim, I will think about it. Well, thank you so much for the hairpin. Oh, this is going to be the most wonderful gift. Woo-hoo.
Oh, you did say it was an important dinner. Is there
Yes.
a special someone?
Oh, well, it's just an important individual is having a bit of a get-together, and this would be a very important item to be bringing. No more information for you. Tut now.
All right, I don't want to pry. But I do have a favor to ask in exchange for getting that for you.
He starts slinking around all over the place, woo, begins putting his things. Reorganization day, here we come.
Zonia and Melody have both generously bequeathed us with a scale to help protect our minds from mind reading. We were
That's very generous of them. It goes back to organizing.
Well, I was wondering if you might be so kind as to assist us in this endeavor, as there are 5 of us.
Oh, yes. Yes. Oh, I understand. You want one of Ornuki's scales. Oh. But I'm very rare.
You are.
And my scales are so very precious.
They
And
are.
you see he tinks the ones that hover behind his body, down his spine. He kind of tinks at them, and they kind of wiggle. And,
We
he goes,
don't-
and they're so very friendly the way they follow me all around.
We do not ask
They're
this
like
favor
my little
lightly.
buddies.
We know this is a big ask, and it also, the things we are trying to protect ourselves from might resent us protecting ourselves and hold a grudge against anyone who assisted us. So we do not ask this favor lightly, but we did just
Make a
help you
persuasion check.
get this important gift back. Persuasion. Natural 20 for a 32.
Oh, yes, no, that makes perfect sense. You did help me after all. And I did learn from the others that I need to repay kindness with kindness. Oh, very well. Which one of you is going to make use of this for your shielding?
Our resident hoarder.
Who's
Bradley.
that? Oh,
What?
You also hoard shiny things.
How?
You also have a penchant for taking very good care in cataloging magical paraphernalia and goods.
Yep.
Oh, very good. A kindred soul. But just so you know, my scales can be a bit finicky. I'm careful with how you use it. If you're able to conjure the fire that comes from within, it will disorient and discorporate your body. So just be very careful.
I don't think we're
Okay.
really interested in conjuring fire. Yeah.
Good, because my green flames will fucking roast your ass, I tell you.
All right. Good to know. We appreciate that. Thank you so much for the help.
Well, thank you very much for the help. And it's such a good time for you to come here. Tell Lord Rock that we're ready for the ball. Well, not yet, but we will be.
Will do. Now, can I ask another question real quick before we go about this? Well, we've met 4 of the members of the Spectra.
Yes?
What about the 5th? Is there any information you
I
can
don't
pass on?
know who you've met so far. Why don't you list
Well,
them?
the 2 I mentioned, and then the yellow one.
You've met Tordak. Well, he's
Tordak.
like the hardest one to meet.
Oh, okay. Well,
So you're probably doing fine. The last of us is Deimos. Deimos resides in the astronomy tower of the University of Phoenix. Not University of Phoenix,
Oh.
University of Selindor.
oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's right close to home then.
Yes. Sometimes you will find him in the vaults, the crystal vaults, organizing and cataloging as well. He's the keeper of the shiniest of the shiny objects within our realms. Of course, he doesn't have as much spellcraft goodness or magical trinkets as I do. No, cannot boast that. But what he does possess is of great eminence in its importance to those of the Shard home.
Wow, that's good to know. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. And good luck with your big event.
Oh, thank you so much. Hopefully all will go well.
I've got my fingers crossed for you.
Oh, it's goody. Thank you now.
And you see he sort of like begins skipping around in the back.
We'll head out, and on the way by, we'll say, good seeing you, Lord Rock. Or Lucky says he's going to be ready for the big thing tonight, whatever that is. Have fun. Good luck. We appreciate.
Well, that's good. I thought we would be canceling. Damn it.
Oh, you wanted to cancel? Oh no.
Oh, no, it's fine. It is of an important matter that Onluke must attend with me, and it is no matter. I have patience, if nothing else.
True that. Well, try to have some fun anyway. Good luck with whatever it is.
And may your travels be uneventful.
I like that one. Yes. Thank you.
Still staring at his opal.
As we leave, I'm like, all right, should we go see Tordak or?
Yeah,
He's the corpse one.
Yep.
Yes, let's go see him.
we gotta see them all, so let's go.
As you guys travel to the
Buckle up.
south side, this is pulling you guys now into the late afternoon, close to evening. That's taking you with the traveling around between locations and then the conversations. This is putting you guys around like 4 or 5 o'clock. And as you guys make your way there, ring the doorbell, and the creature, yes, oh, let me take you downstairs, brings you down. You find yourself once again in the black sort of feldspar falls laboratory that Torzak resides in. He says, "Oh, interesting. You've arrived yet again. Is there something I can deal with you, friend?" And then he looks and sees the rest of you. "Oh, you're acquainted with one another."
Yes, they want us to. They want Grim to take one of your scales.
Well, not take. We are
I
here
beg
to.
your unbelievable pardon.
Yes, they want Grim to barter for one of your scales to shield his mind.
We're here to ask a favor.
I understand slightly. The need for the mind to be protected is an important thing. And yes, a scale of mine would be capable of doing so. But under what thought, under what god have you come to the conclusion that getting a scale from me was an option?
Well, we figured
Well,
it wouldn't hurt to ask.
yes, this Grim does not think it's the best idea, partly because Grim thinks that, despite the fact that you all seem fairly powerful, it probably is a bad idea to put you all in harm's way. But this is the plan apparently.
Oh, fairly powerful. You. He gets really close to you and just hovers up, and you watch as like one little jagged topaz nail, like yellow nail, just comes up close to your face and begins turning like this strange, like dark black inky color. And he puts it close to your face. One touch from my claw and your skin would peel, your flesh would rot, and you would become not but a hearth clinging to life by that small strand that I see connects your soul to something. And then I would find you and finish the job.
Grim is
whispering that-
not Grim is not worried about you being stronger than Grim. Grim is worried about you whether or not you are stronger than, well, some other things.
Some other things.
He looks at you all, gestures around.
Very well, I understand.
Bracelet at you.
You have been dealing with dark forces.
We are trying to stay one step ahead of them.
Grim
We
is
need all the help we
concerned
can
of
get.
what might happen if you were to scry upon him, if he was to have your scale.
I see. Well, I have no interest in your ongoings, but it does appear that your interests may very well align with the Spectra's. Is that the case?
It is. We've already collected
is.
3 scales under that
Yes.
premise.
Well, if the worry is what would befall me, frankly, I feel unbothered.
No,
I
didn't
stand at
know
the
that you would be.
root and fight at the deepest depths. It is mine to defeat such cruel, deformed undead while also raising an army of my own. I'll tell you what, you bring me a suitable corpse to add to my collection. You may have a scale from my body.
I can do that. Also, Grim thought you might be interested in seeing what I did with your mushrooms.
Oh?
And
I
pull
am
out-
intrigued.
I'll pull out a Grim shroom and show it to him.
He observes it and says,
It makes perfect sense. Of course. And so this is what you did. With the sword, Heather. It makes sense.
Yes, so Grim is this is the basis for a spell that Grim created. It's based off of the wizard clone spell, but for
Well, yes,
for
of
druids.
course. I sense the presence of a vague room. I'm most interested where you got such a valuable agent.
From a certain lady.
Zantoy, an old mistress and friend of mine.
Oh, you know that? You know the mushroom lady?
Of course, we go way back.
She is. I am her champion. She's told me to say that.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Change of deal. If you have any more Vagreshroom.
Oh well, how many Vagreshroms do you want?
Scale
have many.
of mine. I would say 3.
Oh, okay. Well, that I can do. Let me see how many Grim has.
Really? Damn, should have asked for more.
Well, here, the Grim will give you a 4 then.
Ha! You creature, you forbog! And he puts his hands next to you and he grabs you and he kisses you on the mouth. He goes, ha! Yeah. Oh, I like this one.
The Grim will hand him 4 of his shrooms in aquam bottles, just out of his pack.
He takes him and he goes,
Aquam, resisting. Oh, to Scandinavia. These are pure. Oh, God! If you ever decide you want to seek other employment, I'd love to have you among my staff.
Yeah, Grim is very, this was, though Grim took the vague spores and combined them with the biting blood
The
caps. and
biting
black
blood cap,
caps.
yes. It makes sense. I completely see the path of your theory.
But you
Ooh,
also
I'd like to
needed
work with you
to
sometime.
infuse them with Vedava's nectar to complete the.
I have not heard of this agent, but
Oh, you would be
please
interested in that. You might
fill
especially
me in.
be interested in that if you ever make your way to the cauldron of purity.
Oh, the purity has been up to something like that, and the council didn't inform us. Oh, there will be hell to pay. Thank you so much for your service and for your trade, as it is.
and he gestures in one of the scales floating, just like one of these ridge sections, the same as the rest of them. He gestures and it comes off and floats over towards you. He says,
Make good use of it.
Thank you. And you will try not to scry on Grim?
I have no interest in scrying, but I will keep track of your life force. If it
Great.
seems that you're fading to death, I will inquire if you need any assistance from the Spectra.
Thank you. And Grim will, have contingencies in place to, hopefully prevent such things.
Very well. In the interim, if you have any corpses that you'd like to sell, I'll give you gold for the money. Oh, God, a good body would be good. You all seem like satisfactory adventurers. The bigger the baddie, the better the pay.
Okay.
Ooh, and if you find something that's just truly been fucked with, I mean something that's been really necromanced up, something that's just straight up won't die, God will pay you good for one of those.
Oh, this is not that, but you might be interested in he'll just kind of tell him about the bodies of the people who got decapitated at the presentation.
Interesting. It seems like a more powerful time stop.
Well, I didn't see that. I just saw that they were crumbling, and it just was an interesting kind of necrosis.
"Oh, that thing when they fell apart."
Yeah.
Yes, there are certain curses, certain necrotizations that can cause the body to decay. It is most usually applied as a poison in the blade.
Yes, it was interesting. We tried to stop and save as many as we could, but it was very difficult. They set in very quickly.
The other thing that it might be, and this is something to be most worried about, is if someone has gathered a fracture from from something of walking death and has brought upon the annihilation aura. Such things would stop you from living or being brought back with the death.
What is the walking death?
Creepy, black, tall, curly horns, looks like a goat.
That would be the one, I think.
Such things were to kill you. There is no coming back. There is no finding your soul home. You simply are gone.
Is that...
And the body has been known to decay in the presence of such a creature.
That does ring a bell, right, babe? Like, that's...
Yes, you guys fought one of those and killed it.
Oh, okay, Okay.
That was the black goat or whatever, right?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Well, thank you. This was good. This was good. Enjoy the mushrooms.
No, I will make very good use of these. I thank you. Well, until we meet again, I find you all on my don't even check for weapons list.
Oh, that is an honor.
An honor. Yeah. Thank you.
Just bows.
Creature, get things moving. We have experiments to do.
All right.
There you go.
Is there anything else we want to do in the Undercity while we're down here?
That's a
I-
good question.
I
But
did-
before you go, as you guys make your way there, you may want to stop and get some lunch and take a break before we proceed with the rest of your adventuring for the day. And we're back. So, as you guys grab some food, scarf it down, begin making your way back to the University of Selindor. I assume you guys are going to head to the astronomy tower?
Sure.
Sure. Why not?
Okay. So after looking at their prime catalog, because you guys have never been to the astronomy tower before, somebody make me an investigation check.
I'll do it. I get a plus 13.
What do you mean? Just take stairs going up the entire time.
That's a 19.
19. Cool. So with a 19, you do find the location for where it will be. And it is within the Towers of Thought, where the other schools are. There are some extra towers there. They say that at any given time, there's like 15 to 20 towers that exist within the Towers of Thought, but not all of them are there at all times. They shift around, they switch places. Sometimes they won't even be there at all. But the Astronomy Tower is said to be there most often. Where it is not always there, it is there more often than not.
Okay.
And a description is given. So,
Let's go look
being
at
able to figure out where to go.
Can I quickly send... Hang on, let me mark a spell slot. Send a message to Cleary. Hang on, did I take a long rest? Have I done sending twice already today?
Probably, yeah. That seems right.
All right, well, let's do one more sending to Cleary. And just say...
You could just use your seal.
Oh, yeah, I keep forgetting I have that.
That doesn't use the spell slots.
I
You
always
literally
forget
have
about
like a cell phone.
I forget. Because why do I have sending? Okay,
For
let's
people who
call
don't have their seal
Cleary
contact
on
info.
my seal. He might still be
Okay.
at the council, I don't know, but if he doesn't pick up, then...
You call Cleary on his seal. And there's just a few moments, and then he responds. He says, "Yes, City, what can I do for you?"
Just a quick note, you need to find yourself like some kind of gem, or we're using dragon scales that is like unique to you personally, so that Orin can make you a ring that only you can use to communicate with us.
Certainly. Yes. Yes. What size?
Well, we're using our scales that we're getting from the Spectra.
Oh. Well, that's quite an undertaking you all doing. Yes, I can probably get something.
Something
Yes, I can get something.
Okay. You'll also need to give Cleary, or not Cleary, you'll need to give Orin like a piece of hair.
Well, I don't have any, but
Something like it, you know.
yes.
Maybe some flaky skin if you get a sunburn.
Yes. Would that be me or the body I inhabit that you would be needing?
That's a good question, Orin.
I think it needs to be from you, because I'm trying to bind the item to you directly.
Very well. I will see what I can do.
And we're heading back to the academy. Actually, we're at the academy now. We're going to go see an astronomy professor.
We don't know if he's a professor, but he's in the tower.
Oh, well, yeah, resident. We'll see you back here at some point?
Yes. Yes. Sorry. You can see, like, in the background, you can see that he is still currently in the Nexus. It's just a very eventful meeting. I will be back with you all as soon as possible. Yes, but I'll meet you at the, say, my dorm room. About 8 tonight. I should be back.
Okay. Good luck. See you later.
Good luck to you all as well.
Hang up.
Boop, boop, boop.
I just figured he should show up with stuff sooner as opposed to later.
Cool.
And it's good because then I can go to the cauldron and craft for like a month.
Yeah, let's go find this guy.
Cool. So you guys begin making your way up into Logic's Landing through the teleportation section, back up through the elevators to the Towers of Thought, where you get onto basically the quad, like the grassy area around it. And then in the courtyard, you begin searching between the different towers. Usually when you do this, you are able to access the towers from the exterior. There's like a sort of circle that sort of encompasses the entire area. It's like grassy all around, like a sort of donut. And within you have all these mechanical towers that are whirring and changing and moving. However, there is a walkway that goes inside and is got grass running down the middle of it with like little lampposts that actually have little oil lights. And as you guys see, they begin asking directions, like how do we get to the astronomy tower? People do say, actually, it's within one of the inner towers. And so you begin moving inside and you begin seeing the mechanical inner workings of these towers as they begin to shift and click and whir within one another. And you find yourself inside of this area and you see that there is an interior section of towers where you have never been before. Several of them are moving up and down in sort of like jackknifing sort of situation where it goes like but you can see like the towers are all clicking and whirring in strange and different ways here. But there are a few entrances that appear and then disappear and then appear again. And as you come to this location, what would you like to do?
Try to find our guy.
Well,
Oh, yeah,
I don't think we found the tower yet.
Yeah, there's just a bunch of whirring towers. There's like they're all just.
Yeah. So like, is there any like signage or?
There doesn't appear to be. It appears to be one of those situations where if you don't know, then you're not supposed to be able to get there anyways.
Okay.
And I put my hand on something mechanical and just tried to think or ask it, like, show me the door to the astronomy tower.
While he does that, I'm looking for just like a telescope type setup on a tower. Like I'm just staring up.
Okay, make me a wisdom check, Oren.
Wisdom
and then
check.
make me a perception check.
There's a big
Vineyard.
That's a 15.
That's a 16.
With your 15, you say, show me the door. And as you do, there doesn't seem to be any response. Whatever this is, it seems to be, at this point, more mechanical and is not connected to anything with intelligence that runs it. Instead, it seems to be automated. So you try to reach out and feel for like the hive mind that the Modron run on, and you don't feel anything.
Interesting. I mean, yeah, is there anything that sets any of these towers apart as potentially...
With the 16 peering at the top of the thing. Mitnir, you do notice that there is like some sort of shape situation going on with the tops of these towers. As they're moving and shifting around, the tops of them do look different, whereas from the inside they may look like just big brass tubes where doors will sort of appear and then disappear. At the tops, you can tell that they are different towers. And they seem to be rotating and shifting around with one another, but they're relatively the same. Or relatively, they are different at the top. That's what I'm saying, but the rest of the tower is the same.
Just like, I can't tell. It's too far away.
Yeah, you think maybe if you could see it at eye level as opposed to from all the way down here, you could probably figure out which one was the astronomy tower, but from here you can't see shit.
Well, back in a minute. Bamf out my wings and fly up.
Yeah. So as you fly up, begin looking around, you see the tower for the first time, like at this angle, seeing the towers move around. It's kind of terrifying. Like it was kind of terrifying on the ground level, but at least like, it didn't feel like they were trying to hit you because when you're in the air, there's no designated pathway. So as you're kind of flying up, you feel like a tower kind of gets close to clipping your wing or smacking you out of the air. It just seems so much more chaotic up there, especially since a lot of the tower's tops are not nearly as round and normal as the bottoms. It becomes more of a blender at the height as you begin to reach up towards the top. But make me an investigation check while you're up there.
Okay. $13.
With a 13, you notice that there are a couple of domed topped ones that are moving around. And at one point, you catch a glimpse of one that looks like it's got like a little bit of like a star that seems to be like stretched across the dome, like triangles is how it looks. But as you see it rotating, it gives the impression of a star. But you only see it for a moment with your 13.
That's good a guess as any. I'll try to. I know which tower that was, obviously, I guess, yeah.
All right, so you're just like trying to, because it sort of disappeared from view for a moment. But the movements of these are automated. So as you sit there for, how long do your wings last?
Just a minute, so I'm not up there very long.
Yeah, so you watch it disappear. Within that minute, it doesn't come back. It have time to come back around. It seems like it's on a longer cycle than 1 minute. So,
But there were four towers, I think you said.
Yeah, inside there are several towers inside. There appears to be inside this tower what appears to be 6 towers inside.
All right, I'll try to math out when it's gonna pop up.
All right, so you see Orin comes down, lands on the ground, his wings like sort of like flash of light disappear, and then you see he just immediately gets down on the ground and like starts doing math. So that's what's happening. You see a guy walk up, and he just like looks at his watch for a second, looks up, looks at his watch for a second, and then walks straight to the left. And you can see as he's doing this, he's walking towards a wall of what appears to be grinding metal. He goes 1, 2, 3, stops, looking at his watch, and then he just walks forward, and a door opens, and then and he steps through and closes back.
I think that guy just died.
I'm mathing.
All right, go ahead and make me an intelligence check, straight up.
Because I've been through the gears before, and like, there's no way.
22.
22? So after a little bit of math, you figure
24 with guidance.
With 24, yeah, after a little bit of math, you figure out, okay, it takes about 10 minutes for this whole thing to cycle around. So in 10 minutes of the way these things are moving and cycling, you should be able to see this tower again. So keeping your eye out, you're basically just looking for that point on the dome and the triangle, just that little bit of the point that comes down. So make me a perception check to see if you can find it, and then you'll be able to get the timing on it.
Oh, that looked like a 19, but it's actually a 3. The dice is cocked.
Rip.
Stupid thing.
But
But
unfortunately, from here,
7.
you still can't figure out which one it is. You know that it's one of these towers, and you know how now to follow one tower as it moves around. You know the pacing at which they're moving. So even though there's a bunch of changing metal, using the tops, you can now locate and differentiate one tower from the next and keep control of that. But you're still not sure at what time, while down here, which one is the right tower, to keep an eye out for when it opens. And it's just because you can't quite see at that angle.
Yep.
This is exciting.
Yeah.
Let me know if you guys want to do this the really easy way.
All right, Grim, what's your big brain idea?
We just turn into. We could just turn into clouds of wisps of cloud. Just fly around forever.
Okay. Well, let's
That
do
doesn't
that
get
then.
us into a tower.
Well, we could go up,
Go wherever
identify
the
the
fuck
one,
we want.
and then we could also all just pick a tower, walk into it, and see where we are.
We can fly around for 8 hours that way, 300 feet per round. And go wherever we want, because we're clouds.
All right.
No
Sounds
risk
good.
of being crunched between gears.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, so
We
you're
can also
turning.
wait this. Well, let's wait to see if we get the right one when it comes back around first. And, you know,
Can I help in any way? I know I didn't see the... Because I didn't go up with him. Is
I
there...
don't know. Can you fly?
No, I'm gonna go over where that other guy went through, and I'm just like waiting for the gap to appear to dive through.
So he's just waiting to dive through on this one. Roll me a d6.
Four.
Okay, so you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you're waiting, and you're waiting, and then suddenly you see it begins to and a bit of a gap appears. So maybe dexterity check.
Oh boy.
Or acrobatics, sorry.
Acrobatics. Okay, let's see. A 12.
12. So as you're waiting for it, you're like, I see a gap, and you try to jump through it. And the second you do, it begins to close in that section because this isn't a full open that you were prepared for. So it's like a half open. And as it does, you put your arm in, and you're like, oh shit, make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh boy. Nat 20.
Nat 20. You pull your arm through before it gets amputated by the gears that are swinging through in this section of the wall.
That other guy definitely died.
So as you guys are sitting there, twiddling your thumbs, looking between wall and wall, defeated by the towers that are sitting there, another individual walks up, takes a look at you guys, sees you like struggling and frustrated. He's like, "You all doing okay?"
We're
just
looking...
Kinda
waiting for
lost.
the astronomy tower.
Oh, the astronomy tower. Oh, that's good. Yeah, gonna go look at some stars.
Maybe. If we can
Cool.
find the tower.
Oh, you guys don't know how the towers work. Oh, shy, sweet little babes. Wait, you look familiar. Where have I seen you before?
Oh, we're
The-
new death.
The competition,
Man group.
probably.
Competition. Blue Man Group.
Uh,
Down in the
new death.
mines.
You know, I don't really know a whole lot about that. I was pretty much just here to judge a couple competitions.
Yep, that was
Oh.
us.
Well, we were in a lot of the competitions.
Oh, really? Were you one of the ones with the dumb stuff that didn't do good things and was hard to understand?
I don't think
No.
so.
Judge, were you?
I'm the one that invented immortality.
Yeah, so one of the ones that made a bunch of dumb stuff that I didn't understand. Okay, cool.
He's
Probably
being
one of the
like him.
gross ones too. Well,
No, I was the
I'll tell you
gross
what.
one, for sure.
to be honest with you, the easiest thing you can do if you look over here is Tower 6 opens at 6. It's the 6-minute mark right there. And Tower 1 opens at the 1-minute mark on the cycle. So you just gotta figure out which timing for which one. And then it all works as a clock face and it turns once every 10 minutes. Isn't that neat?
Right.
That is
So
very
which
neat.
one is the which tower is the astrology or astronomy tower?
Well, there's an astronomy tower and there's an astrology tower. If
Which
you're
one's
wanting
the
to go
one
to
with
the
the stars?
astrology tower, where you can talk about your signs and whether or not you're going to be a good dating partner for another person, which
Not
I
that
think to
one.
be utter bullshit. Oh, right. So the ones with the stars then. Yeah,
Yep.
so the ones with the stars, I'm pretty sure that one is Tower 3.
Timizier loves astrology, by the way. All right. So Tower 3 would be at the 3.
Actually heading to the astronomy tower. It's all bullshit. Nobody believes in that thing. Certainly not. There's no way anybody would ever believe in astrology. And they back up and they say, ta-ta now, I'm going to go find a lover.
What time? So what time is it now then?
Doing a bit of math, Orin figures out that if you guys are going to head through Tower 3 at 3, then it should be on this next pass. You should be able to step through it.
There we go. I guess we don't have to turn into clouds, guys.
Keep all body parts close together.
It was a
How
puzzle.
long
We
does the
sucked
door
at.
show up for?
Yes.
It was a
How
puzzle
long
that
does-
you.
How long do the doors stay for?
Only a few seconds at a time.
So we're not all gonna
So
get through.
they open for one round.
That's enough for all of us to walk. It's 6 seconds.
Yeah,
to
it's the
actually
same as like a
walk.
teleportation portal or something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
You
That's
know.
fine. All right, let's go stand by the thing, guys.
So you guys stand for it and you wait for it. You wait for it. It goes, and you guys watch as it opens up. And as you guys run through Tower 3, as you find them to be, as he's like, that one's 3. Goodbye. Have fun. You guys step through. You find yourselves in what appears to be a spiral staircased tower. Down the middle of it is a brass tube that just runs straight through, and at the very, very bottom of the tower, at the base where you are, you can see that there is a very small platform that has like gears working around it, and there is a whatever the fuck it's called, like a viewing glass. It appears to be the bottom of a telescope, but it's just this brass tube that runs straight up the tower.
To the bottom.
Yeah, well, the bottom is where you guys come in at. You guys come in at the bottom of the tower, and you can see that there's like this little viewing thing. It's like, this is the thing, but it's the lens is closed off. And you can see that it's basically like this massive tower. And down the very center of it is a what appears to be like a brass telescope running straight up.
Well, let's go find Deimos. That's what they said his name was, right? Deimos?
Yep.
Almost. So you guys go up the spiral tower and find your way to the top, and as you open up what appears to be like this small wooden door at the top, and it's nothing but a spiral staircase all the way up here. You open the door and you find yourself in what appears to be a very comfortable lounge, a dome top section, and you can see the lens of this massive telescope that runs straight up the center of the tower. You can see that there is a railing with a small gap for like that lets the telescope come in, and a little bit of a gap between them where you can do maintenance on the lens. And as you guys walk in, this sort of red velvet sort of feeling, like very fine study with like nice wood accents all over the place. And as you guys come in, an individual who is sitting at the top of a slightly higher platform banister, like next to what appears to be like a sort of loft office, says,
Well, hello there. Who might all of you be?
this individual, this old wizenedly looking individual, looks over the end of the railing. They just have this long white beard, like the sort of traditional wizarding robes and hat on this old wizened looking. Can't tell if he's human or if he's like some sort of variance, but humanoid.
What can I do for all of you?
Well, allow us to introduce ourselves first. We are New Death, Seti Brapsi Mitnir Orin Grim.
Ah, yes, I saw your performance. You are the harrowing kings, the risen heroes of the most recent competition.
Yes, yes. Strangely enough. We're also known as the Blue Man Group sometimes.
That is not something I've heard of, but congratulations.
Well, thank you. We have made the acquaintance of the other 4 members of the Spectra, and we are aspirants for the council involved in matters adjacent to what the Spectra have done in the past. Well, we're coming to ask a rather delicate favor, I suppose, or to see if there is some sort of deal or exchange that could be made. You see, there are things we know that need to be protected from other people being able to know them by reading our minds. And
He just sort of raises a finger.
You should
this is the
take a
spectrum.
moment to be calm.
sorry.
What a beautiful day it is outside. The
It is,
sun
it's
sure is
gorgeous.
shining.
It's
He
gorgeous.
looks at you and his
and
eyes furrow.
It sure is a sunny day outside. The sun sure is beautiful.
And he looks at you expectantly.
Is this a passphrase I should know? Have we?
You have no idea, but it certainly seems like he's waiting for a passphrase.
It it certainly is, but I fear I'm rather in the dark.
He looks at you a second. He goes, "What member of the Spectre have you met? Who's your contact?" "Yes, but who sent you here?"
We did.
Well, Oren Luki's the one that said where we could find you.
Then a passphrase is supposed to be sent to anyone who wishes to visit. We're supposed to keep our identities secret.
Well, you know, Oren Luki. He's he.
I think you might be the only one doing that anymore.
I must bring this up at the next meeting of the Five. Very well. As it stands, I have no way to prove your identity, or that you are not spies. As such, I politely request that I peruse your minds to make sure that you are not enemies.
Well, you see, there are things you might find there that would put us in very grave danger immediately, and I'll kind of play with the contract bracelet again. And that is why we need help from.
Ah, I see. You've pulled quite the dirty contract. Well, as it is, I cannot at any way prove that you are who you say you
Can
are,
I?
and therefore cannot discuss Spectra. Ooh.
Do you
I just pull out,
recognize
like,
Melody?
pull out the
As you pull your shoulder out, so he goes, ooh, and he takes his glasses and he moves them, and he goes,
Well, that's a different story then.
and you watch as he immediately like sheds the flesh, like peels off him, and you watch as it's just like what appears to be like a diamond just unfolding itself into this form, and you see this sort of like translucent, beautiful, like masculine dragonborn hover his way down. You see he's still wearing the same wizarding robes, but his skin is completely clear. You can see his veins like moving through, but otherwise he's just solid crystal.
And he goes, let us see. If you have a piece of malady and it does not reject you, that is enough to prove that you are one with the Spectra. I do not know how you have met with all of my younger siblings and come to be calling them friends, especially
strange.
Malady, who does not take in others easily.
What about
Well,
this
honestly,
one
she
in
was
the
friends with my brother
Twilight
first.
scale?
Do what?
They'll show the scale we just got from Twilight.
You even got Torzak to part with one.
Is that his name? Tolzak?
Torzak.
Torzak. Yeah.
Well, if these are the bonds that you've made, who am I to stand in the way? That said, if you're coming here with such a thing, you're needing one from me as well. Is that what your purpose is of being here?
It is what we had hoped. There's an even 5 of us. We are cognizant of the immense gravity of what we ask, and of the fact also that it might put you in the sight lines of some bad people that probably already know about you, but, may not.
Worry not. If your enemies are the same as the Spectra, they know very well of us, as we have fought since the dawn of time.
Yes. Right.
We went by a different name for a while, I might say. But as it is, as we operate within this contained factory, in these lesser forms, we still carry a myriad of powers that would make us very difficult to deal with for some. Well, almost everyone.
That is why we are requesting aid. We need all the help we can get to stand against those powers and those who would use them for ill ends.
And for what purpose are you to use my scale?
Simply to protect our mind, actually this would be Orin's mind, from prying eyes.
And oh, this one, the bright one.
And he takes and he adjusts his glasses, which are still on his diamond face, his dragonborn face, and he adjusts his glasses and goes,
Oh, I'm sorry to tell you this, but your friend is in fact... He's in fact been...
He takes a moment.
He's been defiled by the Far Realm. I'm afraid he's doomed.
We know.
Actually, yes, we are aware of his circumstances.
I mean, he only
Oh,
died
like-
like 3 times, so
It's
you
more
know.
like he's the far realm that's been defiled by the celestial realm.
Oh, even more interesting.
And he puts his glasses back on and he gets close. He's like,
So originally, you were a part of the Far... Oh,
and he looks at your horns.
you're one of Northot's incarnations, aren't you?
Well, the body was. But I was put inside it and made new purpose of it.
Ah,
And your nature is, and he pulls out a monocle that he holds in front of his glasses. He says, and he like moves it and turns a couple dials on it.
celestial, pure and simple. But what is this essence around you?
And he begins clicking and moving it more.
You've been touched by Mechanus.
Yep.
Well,
Multiple times.
What an intriguing creature you are. Although I do not doubt you will become even more interesting while bearing my scale, I question the wisdom of putting more power into something that is clearly unstable and about to become, sorry to tell you, another incarnation of Northot. As I said, doomed.
We do have some leads on restoring the stability. It is probably our next order of business.
Well, here's where I stand on the matter. Whereas I trust that you're a group that has proven yourself in some way in my siblings' eyes, I, as the eldest, have sworn never to serve or aid any entity of the Far Realm.
Fair enough.
And as such, I cannot give you this boon until he is purified, or otherwise you have, well, dealt with his immediate problem.
Fair enough. That is probably the next thing we needed to talk about, so perhaps we
But
can
I
get
do
it
not
back
wish to
you.
make you all come and find me again, as, well, I watch you all outside from the top of my tower, and you are all very bad at it.
It's a very confusing place.
Oh, we know how it works now. Next time will be much
True
easier.
enough. As it is, I will give you this scale, you that are trusted by Malady.
And he brings it and he
Oh.
holds it out to you.
Hold the scale until your friend is unencumbered.
Okay. We can do that. That is
So we
more
just
than a
have
fair
to
price.
If you
Or
are
in the
to
park.
use it and put it together into your flesh as it is, I assure you will burn that which is not of this world.
Duly noted. No cheating.
Well, it was fun getting to know you. And
It was really a pleasure. Thank you.
also, if you ever make your way to the Crystal Vault, let me know how you like what I've done inside.
Oh, okay. It sounds lovely.
Yes, it's a pet project of mine. It's something of a museum to the beauty of this crystal undercity.
Yes, I would love to visit. That sounds amazing. We'll have to do that
Fantastic.
sometime.
Be sure to tip your tour guide.
Of course, always tip the service workers.
Nice. Well, if there's anything that you need, astronomically speaking, before you go, I am more than happy to aid you.
I think that would open a huge can of worms for me. so I should probably just sign up for one of the classes instead.
Very well indeed. Very well. Well,
Thank you so much. Would
of
you like a
course.
pastry?
Oh, well, I might partake of one, depending on what sort of pastry it is.
Well,
I've been fooled before.
All right. You've got
And he's
me.
like, ha! He was another fooling. You
Sonia
think
got
I've been
bear
a teacher
claws.
in this school for this many years and not been teased and tricked by my students? Would you believe I once opened a door and a pail fell on my head? Were I of weaker constitution, I might have gotten a concussion.
Yes, that is really cruel. They should not have done that. This one is a delicious muffin that will give you a muffin top, but you could eat it in the privacy of your own home where you don't have to be embarrassed. If you
I do not wish to have my body malformed. I have no idea what that would do to my crystalline self. There was a chance it would fracture or crack my beautiful form.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't even have stretch marks from mine, but fair enough. It was really an honor to meet you, and we will do
The
as you
pleasure
ask.
was all mine. As it is, goodbye.
Bye. We'll leave.
So as you guys step onto the stairs and you're all finally on it, you watch as the stairs immediately go and flatten out, and you slide all the way down.
Surf down to the platform.
Now you understand why this place is just one big spiral staircase. Because they like the slide. It's not even for the telescope to fit, it's just for the slide. Okay.
What was the place, the museum called? The Crystal
Vault.
Crystal Vault. Okay. So I think we should deal with... I mean, I did want to go see the Magister, but I don't have to do that today. I think anybody who is up for a tattoo and eligible for one, we should probably get cracking on that so that you are... Well, I mean, you're already protected just by carrying
So
it, right?
for everybody who wants to do that, we can skip our peeing about it and just roll some shit.
Who's the
If you would
Magister?
like.
The Magister
what?
apparently created the Unbound Ephemeris and the Atlas. He's a celestial god that Mitnir and I met once.
Oh,
He
that
offered
guy.
us apples. Yeah.
He offered us
So
apples.
what are we trying to do then? Just
I
to
just-
meet him?
I just want to ask him about the books and what the deal is
Oh, okay.
and learn more about them.
Since he was the author of the first drafts of the Unbound Ephemeris.
Yeah.
Not Unbound Ephemeris, the Atlas of Endless Horizon.
But yeah, if anyone's up for a tattoo, let's roll some shit.
We also need Cleary for that, though.
Yeah, so clear.
well-
So if you guys are, because it's already like,
Well, he's supposed to help like design / do
So
the
it's-
tattoo.
at this point it's like 6 p.m. So you guys have like a couple of hours, and then Cleary's there, and he will help you. So we can just time skip and we can just do it. It's fine.
Yeah, we'll like have dinner in the mansion or something while we're waiting. Maybe go for a swim.
Yeah. And if Grim wanted to start his Grim Shrooms or something,
Yeah,
you
I
know what
can
I'm
do
saying?
one.
This would be the time when you do it. So I'd say at this point you guys head back to the mansion. You begin doing what work you can, and then Cleary, who originally was waiting for you guys in his room, realizes when he looks at the back of his door that the Mystic Mansion is still up, and he goes, and then walks through. And he's, hello, where's everybody? You see he's like walking, and you can hear it echoing from the main hall, and the door closes. I'm home.
We're up in the dining. Well, I'm up in the dining room.
Where's everybody else at? Grim's assuming his spots.
Yeah, Grim's in his mushroom cave.
Where's everybody
casting.
else? Where's everybody else when Cleary comes on?
I think I would have had the scales in I was chipping off small little bit to put in rings.
So
All right,
Orin's in
cool,
his
cool.
workshop.
So Oren's in his workshop working on the gems.
You know what? I'm
I'm
swimming.
in mid.
And do the rest have to be turned into a dust for the tattooing, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess I could do that too.
Cool. Roll me 1d6 for the dust. Actually, no. Actually,
Right.
you need to roll. First, you need to roll. What did I make you roll for this? Did I make you roll a skill check with dexterity,
I
or
don't remember. I don't
make
think
a
I did.
just make me a dexterity check?
I don't remember.
Guess
For-
Propsy's gonna be with him, giving guidance.
Who's doing this? Me?
Yeah, because you're grinding up the dust and trying to like cut the pieces and stuff and everything. Make me a dexterity check.
Do I add proficiency?
Yeah. I think this is a skill check. So
So that would be 26.
26. Yeah, you roll me a d6 for how many vials you get of the stuff. But which one are you working on first?
5. Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, so to facet and grind one down is going to take you like most of the evening, right? To get one like that's cut down to like the shape you want. If you're just trying to get a piece and then grind them down, you can do them all. You can knock them all out.
Yeah, I just need a piece that would be big enough to
Yeah,
put in
okay,
a
cool.
ring.
Yeah, so you can knock the rest of them out. So what did you roll on the d6?
5.
5. So you get 5 vials from each scale.
Okay.
5 vials of powder.
Yeah,
Dust.
I'm not fine tuning the chunk yet. I just get
You've got a junk
decent
that
little size.
about the size of like a dime.
Yeah, that's
A little smaller.
more than enough.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's not like a circle the size of a dime. I'm just saying like the
mass.
longest, yeah, it's like a dime when you come to like the like the shape of it. When it comes to like the angles, it might be like this, but it's no longer than a dime.
Yeah.
So it's a diamond, topaz, sapphire, and a what?
Emerald.
Emerald. Thank you. I'm sitting here going, what was the last color?
What was the color for the hoarder one?
Green.
Emerald,
Hmm.
specifically.
Okay.
All right. So, as Clear comes in, he says, "We do have a lot of things to discuss, but most of it can wait till morning. I assume you're all busy with your scale things. I brought mine." And you see he's got a moonstone scale.
Oh, gorgeous. All right.
So
yeah.
how would I do SETIs? I need like an actual gem, not dust. Can we turn the dust back into a gem?
Just get a ball of glue and like roll it around in the dust.
I mean, in
Like-
theory, if you mix it
That'd be
with the
fun.
metal, right? Like it could still work the same.
That works for me.
Just won't have an actual gem.
It just won't
in
have an actual gem in it. It would be more like the band would sort of have like a sparkly hue to it.
Love that.
I mean, that sounds nice.
Okay, I could do that. I mean, I guess I could do that for all of them.
Yeah, so I would think it would look like a little band, right? And then the interior of the band would be like a band of like gemstone kind of sparkle kind of stuff. It would be like that.
They do infect.
Unless
me
you
with
wanted to
crushed
just
gem
mix it
rings.
straight into the
Yeah, I'll probably just mix the dust into the metal when it's liquid.
Yeah. So then it would just be slightly shiny. It would be like shimmering metal, and the metal would have little specks of gemstone in it.
Love it.
Okay, yeah. Then yeah, I just crushed it all. Then I don't need the little gem chunks.
Cool. So you crush it all down. That'll make things even faster.
But I'll definitely
but-
keep some of the dust for my thing.
All right, I'll say you keep a vial from each one. Probably two vials is probably what you think you need for this. So the other 4 can be used for making into ink or whatever else you guys want to use it for.
2 vials for a ring? That seems like way more than I need.
No, it's just 2 vials worth in case you mess up. It's always get more than you.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm
Like
saying?
a spare. Yeah.
Yep. In case you
Okay,
fuck up, you might want
so-
to.
I'll take Cleary to Oren's workshop. to get his thingy ground up too, and everybody needs to give Orin some kind of, hair, feather, whatever, so we can get cracking on that project.
What were all the colors again? Diamond, emerald, topaz,
Sapphire.
right?
Amethyst
And
Wait.
amethyst and moonstone.
and moonstone. All right.
And
So
while
there's
he's
like-
working on that, go ahead.
Trey's like, well, I did inform the council of most of what's going on, from what I could understand on our investigation of Inveruna, and they have decided to put investigation pending. If the rest of you find yourself in a position to glean more information that you can pass along, or at least keep tabs on them in a way that you can inform at least me that action needs to be taken against them, then such a thing will occur. That way you can reveal it without harming yourselves. But you will be given the authority to monitor them yourselves, however you see fit, and call to action whether or not... I'm given authority to call to action the armies of the council to basically clear them out, even if we need to storm Selindor Academy. It's to that point where they don't consider them a necessary threat, considering you all seem okay with it, but on your authority and my authority as one judging your soundness of decision-making, that is how that has really been responded to. And then much more other things, but we can wait till later time.
All right. Yeah. That's good for now. We'll see what comes of it. In the meantime, let's get some of you guys tattooed.
Mitnir's been drawing in Orin's sand garden, like
Yeah.
crafting designs.
Like kind of ideas. Yeah, meanwhile, Cleary's like, okay, right, I still have to tattoo. I have to tattoo.
If you're too
Okay.
tired, we can do it in the
No,
morning.
I've got this. Let's fucking go.
But I assume everyone's fine giving me a hair or a feather or a
I'm giving
scale.
a shedding scale, like.
Oh, do I not still have my tattoo thing?
And then whatever Cleary gives me. One piece
Okay.
of Cleary. All right.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
Cleary ass? What?
He said, yeah, he doesn't have hair, apparently.
Oh, Cleary? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was making
he-
a piece of ass joke about
Oh,
Cleary.
gotcha. Cleary says, oh, yes, that. And he hands you what appears to be a small piece of ice. It is incredibly cold to the touch.
I'm just going to mark it down as piece of Cleary.
Right. Okay, so there are a lot of things to discuss as we make our way through this. But most importantly is where you want your tattoos. And, yep. And size, design, that sort of thing. So, let's begin with who wants to go first.
I'll go. Nope, I can't go. Never
You
mind.
can't go.
You're up there working on those rings. Get back to work.
Well, I'm not crafting the rings. I'm just getting the materials ready.
Don't make me choose.
I'll roll a
Okay.
d4.
Way too long to
Well,
make these
Grim's
rings here.
downstairs, so he can't.
So
speak up,
it's so it's Mitney or Brapsy.
Wait, doing what?
Getting a
Getting a
tattoo
tattoo.
first.
Harry's like,
No.
Perhaps he doesn't want to go.
And here it is.
We're looking at the tattoo knife, like, but you don't even know how to use this thing.
Claire's like, I mean, if you would rather do it yourself, that's perfectly fine.
I mean, I can show you how to use it.
Oh, well, then let's do that.
So obviously,
like-
spend some time like going through explaining it to him.
He's like, not the most intuitive design ever, but I understand what you were going for. It's for the capability of working on your own personal physique, which makes sense. Similar to carving, whittling.
And it can work on the world around you, not just people.
Very good. And yes. No, so, is there a specific design you wanted, Mitnia?
I hadn't really thought about it that far. I figure we put it on my back because that's the most space, and I can't tattoo there anyway.
Fair
And he's
enough.
like just kind of pretending to like reach around behind his back. He's like,
Well, that should be easy enough to accomplish. In the interim, I suppose, is there a design that you would like?
Well, we
I
had to
think that
do
we
it in
can-
specific locations, right? Like along the spine.
Along the spine is the best place to do it, but you could also do it on your head.
Yeah.
And technically it can work anywhere on your body. It just works best along the places that they specified. But Clary could probably, or Minir, find some way to make it work. It's like, most importantly though is your breath, Mitnia. That is going to be the sealing factor, so we'll have to find a way to get you to breathe your own breath upon your back.
Just put
he's just
him
like
in-
trying to like.
We'll just build like a little, windbreaker.
Can Brapsy use her wind stuff to assist
I'll
with
just
this?
put you in a dome, and then you can just breathe upon yourself in there. Perfect.
I mean, okay.
I'll put you in a globe of force. It's perfect. Just big enough to surround your body, just in a bubble. Okay.
Trying to think if there's any imagery that goes along with Bahamut, but I can't think off the top of my head of anything.
This is a big decision, so if we need to put it off until next week, we can do that.
Most importantly, as far as I'm aware, how many times can you use that breath of creation per day?
He just holds up a finger.
Right. So we're only going to be doing one of these a day. We should probably do one today.
Yeah. Yes, we should.
Too bad I can't get mine. I already know what I want.
Need to look. I want to make sure that's right.
Well,
but I'm
how
not
about this? How about we start the tattoo? And if it looks like there is something that you gained from that tattoo that would fit exceptionally well thematically, then we can change the way that it goes. Or if you want to decide what you want to do, then we can make it thematically fit the design.
Okay. I don't remember if I have the breath stuff down anywhere. Like
Yeah,
on my
we could
character
just
sheet.
No,
do
you don't
the
need to.
tattoo and describe it next time.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, like, you can just decide how you want it to look, but we can roll for it now. So what you're going to be doing is we're going to have Cleary working for, and this is going to be back intricate.
And I'm really
So-
imagining like it's gonna be like design wise would be up the spine. Like it's not gonna be the whole back, just kind of like mid spine up towards the neck.
Word. So the tattoo one, so this is going to be. Oh. It's a lot.
I'm gonna start getting ready for work.
Oh, okay. It's like it could take a amount of time to do this. Oh, actually, that could be medium because it's only down the middle of your spine. So this is gonna take me 9 hours. So,
I know it's your first time.
so buckle up, and then he begins carving into your back. So we're gonna make a skill check for Cleary here.
Perhaps he would offer to do enhance abilities and guidances for whatever is
Okay,
needed.
he's gonna roll with advantage. Okay. And then he gets guidance, so D4. So that is a 29. So he does a very good job, but it does take until late into the early into the morning. He's still working on your back. And you can see he's been working on it. He says, I'm kind of forced to do certain things based on the way your scales lay. I have to follow the pattern and how they lay out. And basically, what I've done is I've ornately done down the back, and he begins describing your tattoo. But the last thing is your breath. So go ahead and roll me a D100. We're looking for below your player level or from the top your player level in reverse.
So 14. So less than 14 or more than
Or 14 or
86.
below, 96
86.
and above.
86.
86 and above. Not 96, 86.
That is a 76. I missed it by 10.
Okay.
Well-
You can, however, also roll with advantage.
Alright, let's see if it's better.
I meant to say that beforehand, is that you can roll with advantage on these.
That's a 64.
64. All right.
Just in the
So-
middle of both.
You will be getting one minor boon instead of a major.
The 76 would be the number, then, right?
We'll see. I'll look at the thing. You will not be getting a tattoo as good as Seti's, unfortunately.
I rolled really well on it.
Yeah.
You didn't get to add your breath to make it like it cracked. So instead, I need you to choose something here. Let me get to the character. I need you to choose. Oh, nope, you don't get a choice because you're already resistant to lightning. Okay, so.
It's like, never mind.
And then I just need you to roll me a D100 again.
I guess if that's going to take 9 hours, I might as well start crafting the rings.
A 63. The second die literally was like spinning on its edge, just around.
Was that one also
60.
with spinning?
No, I think this one's just selecting off of his list.
Yeah, this is for beneficial property. Okay. Let me find. And you have no idea for the concept of your design?
Not exactly. I need to go. I can look up some other bits and pieces because I was thinking something Bahamut related, but I don't know if he has anything that's specifically imagery wise that aligns with him.
Well, let me do this. So here's what I will tell you. You can either have a minor boon or a major boon and a minor bad thing.
I think we'll just go with the minor.
Minor boon it is. Where's it at? Spells. Okay. You're going to get it's the first one I see that I like is the one you're getting. That one's pretty good actually. Wait, what is this? How does this do? How does this work?
Should we do this off stream?
Yes, that's the one. No, I've got it.
Okay.
All right, that's the one. All right, so here's what your tattoo does. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, you are immune to magic that allows other creatures to read your thoughts or memories. You're resistant to thunder damage. You can, as a bonus action, cast Compelled Duel from the tattoo. After you cast this spell, roll a d6. On a 1 through 5, you can't cast it again until the next dawn.
Okay.
Fun
Uh,
stuff.
It will not be wisdom based, though, I'll tell you. Oh, it's a wisdom save, and it's your spellcasting modifier, which doesn't make sense for your class, but I'll tell you what it is later.
That's it.
But yeah, it is compelled duel. Like, oi, fight me!
Fitting.
That could lead to some problems, but yes.
Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of carnage in our wake now. All right, I gotta go to work, so let's wrap this up.
Yep.
Gagnor's typing things.
Nope, I'm good. Sorry for all of the nonsense that time. I just wanted to get somebody's thing
Done.
out of the way. So, took care of that. Thanks so much for hanging out, guys. It was kind of a boring end to a potentially boring session,
did
depending on how you
stuff.
feel about things. But we got some stuff done, damn it. Thanks so much for hanging out. We love you. And remember, we did it for the
the
rolls.
rolls.